Hey y'all, hey! Happy Feminine Fridays! It is Regal Essence Queen TV, Queen TV After Dark. It's your hood therapist. I'm Life is a Love Goddess. I'm your ray of sunshine in the afternoon time. I'm your crystal healer and dealer. Hey y'all, hey! Y'all know I like brrrs and skirts. Hey everybody! I got it out the mud. Hey boos, hey! So today we talking about how divine feminines go through things that should have killed her, destroyed her, took everything from her, and she does not become better, but instead she becomes, oh no, she don't become bitter. Instead she becomes better, right? Because she counts it all joy, right? Meaning that no matter what it is that you go through, you find the good in it, right? So let's get into it, all right? So I'm going to be real transparent today because y'all know I don't know no other way to be except real and transparent, okay? So I'm outside, I'm in the sun, so the sun going to keep on shifting and all of that kind of stuff. So like the lighting may change or whatever. But hey y'all, hey, I am so happy to be here. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. So how divine feminines become better and not bitter and count all joy no matter what situation that she is in. So the way we do that, you guys, is that no matter what it is that we go through, we continue to evolve in the situation, right? So recently I had to cut out some negative, toxic, energetic blockages to my future and to my well-being, because y'all know that we are energy, right? So with that being the case, some things that we go through, we deal with it in the 3D, right? And then certain things we go through, we deal with it energetically. It's energetic, right? So people can be in your energy, right, without ever having to be physically in your 3D space, right? So I was holding an energetic space for someone that wasn't so, as I began to evolve, I realized that this person wasn't necessarily nutritious for my soul. You know what I'm saying? And as a twin flame, oftentimes we realize that there is another person in this world that actually carries the same soul signature as ours, right? Now, everybody isn't a twin flame, but everybody has soulmates, right? And as you go through your spiritual awakening, you realize that there are certain people that your soul recognizes, because you start to understand that your soul has been here before, you've done this before, and there's certain people that you may have come in contact with in a past life that you run into in this lifetime, and there's just a connection there. It's just a chemistry, it's just a synergy, you know what I'm saying? And those connections can be very, very powerful, right? And they can be very hard to disconnect from if you don't realize what it is that you're dealing with, right? So I had to do some snippages this week, right? Energetically, right? I had somebody who I seen as somebody that was going to be in my future, right? So I was holding an energetic space for this particular person. But as I began to grow and evolve and realize and come into the understanding and the clear knowing of exactly what it is that I want for me and what it is that I want in my life, I started to cut out, and this isn't just one particular person, but just recently I had to cut out a very significant person that I was tied to, right? And as you begin to go through your spiritual awakening and your soul begins to evolve, you realize that you have to make cuts, right? For people that are not nutritious to your soul. You know what I'm saying? They're not good for you. And as you start to really get a good understanding of exactly what it is that you want for your life, and you realize that you can manifest whatever it is that you want in your life, and you can have the life that you want, you start to cut out any and all things that don't align with what it is that you want for your life, right? Because one other time I taught about how all your no's get you to all your yeses, right? So you have to at times cut out things that are not good for you because you want to keep space energetically for the things that you want to come into your surroundings, right? So we have to be very careful with things we hold on to, and we have to be very careful with things we allow to hold on to us, okay? So at times we go through certain situations and we're just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I had to go through this. This was absolute bullshit, right? It was bullshit. It was petty. It was trifling. It was a whole bunch of things. And we start to beat ourselves up like, oh my God, I can't believe I made this decision. I can't believe I made this choice. Why would I do that? And we start to beat ourselves up, right? Or we start to think things like, oh my God, I wish I never met this person. I wish I never went through this, etc., etc. But if we continue to evolve, no matter what situation that we find ourselves in, as you continue to evolve, no matter what it is that you go through, when you look back on who it is that you were and who it is that you have now become, you can begin to count things all joy, right? If you continue to evolve, that means you continue to process through your feelings, understand why it is that you feel the way that you feel, right? Labeling your feelings, understanding that, hey, in certain situations, they're going to trigger me. Triggering means I may go through something that's going to bring up feelings that happen in another situation, right? And we begin to identify those feelings, and we begin to understand that, like, hey, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. Although it may feel like it, we start to label our feelings, because feelings are bad and neither are our emotions, right? It's only the decisions that we make whenever we are having certain feelings and emotions that can make a situation worse, right? They can make a bad situation worse, y'all, right? So if when you're sad or you're depressed or you're upset about something, you go out and you do things that are destructive or toxic, or you do things that are not for your highest good, then that can create a situation that is not so good. That may create a situation that is bad. But if you realize that, like, okay, this is how it is that I'm feeling, and because I feel this way, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do something healthy. I'm going to do something good. I'm not going to choose a toxic behavior or old behavior pattern that I used to do, but instead I'm going to implement things that are positive and things that are good and things that are for my highest good, right? So as you begin to do that, you continue to evolve, you continue to ascend, right? You put boundaries in place, be it physical boundaries or be it energetic boundaries, right? So I want you guys to look up ways to, and maybe we'll talk about this. I might do a Divine Feminine Fridays on like ways to protect yourself energetically, right? So you start to put energetic boundaries in place. You start to put physical boundaries in place, right? And as you do that, you continue to grow, you continue to ascend, you continue to become a better person, and you realize that, like, hey, certain situations just don't align with what it is that I want in my life. It wasn't a bad, well, you know what, and the situation could be bad, but even in a bad situation, there's a lot of good that can come out of it, right? Because even in a bad situation, you can learn how to evolve, how to rise above it, how to raise your frequency, how to put certain spiritual practices in place, how to put certain positive rituals in place for yourself, how to become more self-amorous, right? How to incorporate more self-love into your life and things of that nature, right? So as you continue to do that, no matter what it is that you are going through, you will realize that, like, yo, I don't got time to be bitter because I'm becoming better, right? As you look back and realize that, like, yeah, I used to be this person, but now I'm this person. And because I'm this person, I make different decisions, right? I don't allow certain things into my space, into my area, into my energy. You know what I'm saying? So as you do that, you become better, right? And as you become better, you don't got time to be bitter, right? Because I'm becoming better. I'm counting it all joy. No matter what it is that I went through, I can see the benefits in those things because I'm a better person. I'm stronger physically. I'm stronger spiritually, right? I'm stronger mentally, right? I'm stronger emotionally, right? So those things are joy. We count it all joy, no matter what it is that we go through, right? That is a very divine feminine trait. Those people who go through certain things and they want to hold on to it, they want to be bitter, they want to hold on to unforgiveness, they want to hold hatred and things of that nature in their heart. That is not a divine feminine. Those are not divine feminine traits, right? Divine feminines are always looking for a way to rise above a situation, how to ascend above a situation. So whether that means I have to cut off ties, I have to cut away certain attachments, I have to put certain boundaries in place. Those are the things that we do so that when the situation is done and over with, if we need to cut that particular situation off, we can look back and be like, yo, but I'm such a better person. I'm so much stronger mentally. I'm so much stronger emotionally. Like, my boundaries are so much stronger. I'm so much happier. I'm so much more in tune and tapped into what exactly it is that I want to do and be, and what things I want in my life and what things I don't want in my life, right? And as a divine feminine, if you have to block things out of your life, cut off certain attachments, we count it all joy, because we know as we do those things, we continue to ascend and we continue to grow. And as we grow, we glow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you guys, that is how divine feminines become better and not bitter. We continue to evolve no matter what situation that we find ourselves in. And the way that we're continuing to evolve, and no matter what situation that we find ourselves in, is that we're always in touch with our feelings. We're always in tune with exactly what it is that we want. We're clear with the universe about what things we want in our lives, what things we want to operate and occupy our energetic space, our energetic field, right? And as we do that, we move away from things that don't serve us, and we move towards things that do serve us, right? So no matter what, no matter what happens, and no matter how the situation ends, if it has to end, no matter what, we realize that, like, yo, I'm a better person, right? If they hadn't attacked me, I wouldn't have been able to go into hermit mode and become more in touch with myself. If it hadn't have been for this and that and this and that and all this other bull-ish, I wouldn't have realized, like, the type of person I am. If I didn't have to stand alone, I wouldn't realize how strong I am, right? If I didn't have to defend myself, I wouldn't realize that I'm a defender. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you guys, that is how we continue to evolve and become a better person no matter what situation we find ourselves in. And when we do that, and we're always in touch with our growth and where it is that we were and where it is that we're going and where it is that we are now, we begin to allow things that don't serve us to just etch on out of our energy, etch on out of our energetic space, right? Energetically, mentally, meaning it's not occupying my mental space, right? It doesn't have a hold on my heart. I'm not allowing other people to take up space, right? I'm not allowing people to live in my head rent free. You know what I'm saying? That is how divine feminines become better and not bitter. That's how we get over things that should have destroyed us, destroyed our reputation, destroyed our lives, right? Because we realize, had we not gone through those things, we wouldn't realize how strong we are. We wouldn't realize how powerful we are, right? We wouldn't know how to put certain things in place for our safety, to ensure our safety, be it physically or be it energetically. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I got for y'all on this Divine Feminine Fridays. Make sure y'all catch me again Monday for Divine Masculine Mondays. And this Tuesday, we're going to get into some crystal healing. We're going to do some more crystal healing because it's our Crystal Healing Tuesday coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Do me a favor. Share the video. Like the video. All the links are in the description bar to my other playlist, so you can find what it is that you need very easily. Please look out for the blog. Life is a Laidback Mom, y'all. She about to drop another travel blog on y'all. So make sure y'all look out for that. Make sure you love on yourself today. Be kind to yourself. Be sweet to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't give out more love into the world than you're giving to yourself. That's very, very important. All right? I love y'all. And I will see y'all again soon. Peace.